Hello there, good evening. Welcome to the first look north of the week on the programme tonight. A yellow warning for snow and ice across parts of our region as some areas see the coldest night this winter.
The community just comes together and helps each other, and everyone just checks in and rings and makes sure everyone's got food and make sure they're okay and warm.
Schools have been closed and traffic disrupted. Also on the programme tonight, a new website's launched to help autistic children avoid tooth decay and surgery. Boy band hopefuls Max and Aaron tell us what it was like being part of new TV show Simon Cowell's The Next Act. And New Year, new arrivals. We meet one of the first lambs born in 2026.
Another freezing cold night on the way, even a little bit of snow to come in places. Don't forget that all-important week ahead forecast.
Hello there, a belated Happy New Year to you. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas break. It's chilly out there, isn't it? There are yellow warnings for snow and ice across parts of our region until mid-morning tomorrow. Last night was the coldest night so far this winter, with temperatures in Topcliffe falling to -6. Along the east coast and the North York moors, schools have been closed and travel disrupted, with some roads impassable. Over the weekend, North Yorkshire Police said several motorists have been rescued from their vehicles. Phil Bodmer joins us from Robin Hood's Bay, where it's been snowing on and off all afternoon. Are you warm enough, Phil? It looks freezing there.
I can tell you, Amy, it's pretty sub-zero at the moment, so yes, the icy blast is well and truly here. If you're watching this in course places like Leeds, Bradford or Sheffield, you might think, what's all the fuss about? But what you lack here, they've more than made up for here along the coast. It's been snowing, as you say, pretty much most of the afternoon. When we arrived at lunchtime, we came in without any problems at all. The routes had been gritted and ploughed, and it was a fairly easy journey in. Then there was a big dark cloud out towards the sea, and then the snow came down, and boy did it come down, so much so that the road out of here is pretty much impassable unless you have a 4x4. So it seems that the coast in particular and the North York moors have really suffered worst. For a second time in as many months, the North York moors and coast is bearing the brunt of the winter blast. Snow-covered roads making driving conditions tricky on the A169 between Pickering and Whitby. In a deserted Robin Hood's Bay, most people, it seemed, were staying warm indoors. Locals told us the weather has meant some enjoying an extended stay.
Anything that's down the bank gets cut off as soon as it snows like this. And we've had quite a lot of holiday makers who have been in the cottages that have got stuck down bay. We've got friends from up near Newcastle that have Firebrick Brewery, and they got stuck in the cottage down here, so they weren't able to make it home.
For Tom's 12-year-old son Charlie, the snow and downward slope to the beach has provided some extra fun.
The last time we got heavy snow was the Beast from the East in 2017.
And today you weren't at school. Tell me why. It was a training day, was it?
Yeah, it was meant to be a teacher training day, but I don't think the teachers have got into school. So fingers crossed that school will be off tomorrow.
And Charlie wasn't alone. The wintry conditions forced the closure of a handful of schools at the beginning of a new term. Well, motoring organisations are reminding drivers to make sure they're prepared before they set out when travelling in these types of conditions, i.e. to have a full tank of petrol or a full electric charge, to make sure your mobile phone is topped up, take some warm clothing, and to allow a little bit extra time for your journey. Back in Robin Hood's Bay, the owner of the local draper shop said the amount of localised snow is unusual.
I remember 2010 was really bad. Other than that, it sort of just comes and goes really quickly. And to see so much snow on the beach is, that doesn't happen a lot at all. And there was someone had made a snowman on the beach as well, so that shows how much snow there was down there.
This part of the world always looks lovely, whatever the weather. Getting into Robin Hood's Bay was straightforward, with roads ploughed and gritted. But more heavy snow this afternoon meant getting out, for visitors and locals alike, was altogether much more of an uphill struggle. Well, up on the tops, I have to say that some of the snow has drifted and is fairly a few feet deep, certainly knee deep in places. Just one point, Amy, you should know that the hotel behind me here this afternoon at around 4 o'clock had around 8 spare rooms. By 6 o'clock, every room was sold out. So that means that some people who came here on business today have decided they're not going to get out of Whitby because it's all up for Robins Bay to Whitby because it's all uphill. So they're going to pitch up for the night here, and that seems entirely sensible thing to do. Back to you.
Indeed. Get home safe, Phil. Thank you. Next night, the inquest into the death of footballer Maddie Cusack has been moved to late June this year, almost 3 years since she was found dead at her home in Derbyshire. Maddie made 100 appearances for Sheffield United and also works full-time in the club's marketing department. The inquest has been due to start today, but it was postponed to give her family and their legal representatives more time to look at several hundred pages of documents. Police forensic teams have been searching a house at the centre of a murder investigation today. 72-year-old Stephen Jekinack was found seriously injured at his home in Crofton in Wakefield on Christmas Eve. It's thought he'd been assaulted in the village the day before. Police launched a murder investigation with witnesses being asked to come forward. Leeds United Football Club say they're devastated after a supporter died just before their match against Manchester United yesterday. A statement from the club says there was a medical emergency inside Ellen Road before the 12:30 kick-off. It says the thoughts of everyone at Leeds United are with the family and friends of the supporter. MPs have paid tribute to the oldest former Member of Parliament, Sir Patrick Duffy, who's died at the age of 105. The miner's son from Doncaster first stood Parliament in 1950. Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle paid tribute to him earlier.
His death is a blow to the many people who enjoyed his company and his tales from the past. A Labour MP for Sheffield Attercliffe from 1970 to 92 and previously Combe Valley. Patrick was a well-respected parliamentarian with an effective as an effective Navy minister under the Labour Prime Minister Jim Callaghan.
Now, it's the first day back at work after Christmas for many, and people who travel by train between York and Leeds were advised to trek before setting off this morning. Now, it's not because of the weather, it's because of a month of engineering work as part of the Trans-Pennine Route upgrade project. The route through Church Fenton is closed and some trains are diverting via Castleford, but other services are being replaced by buses.
This will involve the installation of around 70 new signals. We'll also be closing 8 level crossings across the route. And we'll also be delivering a remodelling of the track in the Church Fenton area, which will give greater capacity for services passing through. And all of this is in the spirit of improving the railway and giving us the greater capacity, the faster journeys and the better reliability that we deserve for the north of England.
Fabulous wallpaper there in the background, doesn't it? Let's have a look now at some of the stories from around the region on the BBC News app. This is new to Look North, so let us know what you think about it. South Yorkshire Police are appealing for help to identify more than 40 quad bike riders who joined a Boxing Day trail hunt in Bawtry. Boxing coaches in Rotherham say they want their club to be inclusive to all and unite young people from all backgrounds. It's following the Mambas riots in summer 2024. And a campaign has been launched in York to try and encourage partygoers to choose non-alcoholic drinks. I think we could all do with that following Christmas, couldn't we? You can get details on all of those stories and everything else that's happening in our region by downloading the BBC News app. Next on the programme tonight, nearly 1 in 4 children have tooth decay by the age of 5, and experts say for families with autistic children, toothbrushing can be a real struggle. They're less likely to visit the dentist and twice as likely to need dental treatment under general anaesthetic. So academics from the Universities of Leeds and Sheffield have created a website to try and help parents and to try to reduce the levels of tooth decay and surgery. Mark Ansell can tell us more.
If we think about the experience of brushing its teeth within itself, you've got not only the physical, the noise, you've got the taste, and then you've obviously got the sound, and that whole experience together just became too overwhelming for him, and it would result in challenging behaviour, him being really upset, lashing out, self-harm.
Ready, sit next to Mummy? Anne-Marie from Mirfield has 2 autistic sons, Tolan and Freddie. She says cleaning their teeth has been the toughest challenge of bringing them up. The boys ended up having a total of 12 teeth removed under general anaesthetic when they were in primary school.
It was devastating, absolutely devastating. It's our job as parents to protect our children and to look after their every need. But when things are out of control, as they were with the boys' teeth brushing, we would go in and just do what the bare minimum of what they would allow. And it did unfortunately result in teeth extraction for both children.
Now, academics at the University of Leeds School of Dentistry have collaborated with autistic children and their parents. They've come up with a new website with autism-specific advice on how to improve oral health.
I personally can see better to brush like this.
The autismtoothcare.com website gives parents practical advice on toothbrushing, going to the dentist, and eating and drinking.
Many families said that they were really struggling with looking after their children's teeth. A lot of them felt like they were really alone, and I don't think I've met a family who hasn't described it as a battle. And so because of that, they've said that they wanted some really practical advice around things that meets their child's needs.
Professor Peter Day is a dentist and also led on the project. He treats autistic children.
It is often quite fraught and challenging, both for the child to come into a dentist, funny smells, different sensations, lighting, all those different things that everybody sees at the dentist, but also for their parents. Their parents are often worried and anxious about how their child is going to behave. And often we might say, because it might be a struggle for them to actually open their mouth and have a look, can you take a picture at home so that we've got an idea of what you're worried about and how much do we really need to have a good look at the mouth, or actually is it more about acclimatising them and having a positive experience so that next time it's going to be easier?
Anne-Marie was one of the parents consulted in the research to come up with the Autism Tooth Care website.
I think it's revolutionary. I honestly think that if I'd have had this toolkit back when the boys were young, we wouldn't have had to have teeth extraction. It wouldn't have been the end result.
That's it, good boy, well done.
Those involved in creating autismtoothcare.com are confident it'll make a big difference to the oral health of autistic children. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North.
Let's hope it helps, eh? Right, it's Monday, so time for a sports roundup. And he's been with us a while, but first time you might have seen him on screen. Johnny Reid is with us. Good to see you, Johnny.
Hi, how are you doing, Amy? Good?
Good. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Well, it was a quiet weekend for football, with most fixtures being called off due to the snow. Doncaster Rovers and Sheffield United are 2 of the games being rearranged to a later date, with others following suit. For those matches that did go ahead, though, well, it was mostly a weekend of draws.
While some football fans were forced to stay at home this weekend due to the snow, Leeds United fans were not some of them. They're much in League One, Bradford City bounced back from their defeat on New Year's Day with a 2-1 victory over Blackpool. Following a quiet start, it was this goal from Aidan Baldwin in the first 25 minutes of the game that put the Bantams in front. After Blackpool equalised, Will Swan capitalised on a mistake, slotting a final goal to lead Bradford to victory. They remain 3rd in the table. And just behind in 4th place, Huddersfield Town drew 2-2 to Exeter City. The Terriers started strong after Marcus Hartness scored with his first league goal for the club. However, City didn't hang about, quickly equalising, but it was this goal from Bojan Radulovic which rounded out the first half with Huddersfield in the lead. The Terriers fought off Exeter's advance in the second half, though it was a final goal from the Grecians in the last minutes of the game which sealed a draw. Huddersfield Town will face Stockport on Saturday.
Yes, but we'll end on ice hockey, and the Sheffield Steelers continue to put the sacking of Cliff Pugh behind them with a 4-1 win over Fife. The Steelers took the lead early thanks to Mitchell Hurd. A further 3 goals cemented the win and keeps the Steelers firmly in the title race. Canadian forward Patrick Watling, who came out of retirement to play for the club after Pugh's sacking, says it was a surprise to be back on the ice.
I was sitting at home, I think it was on the weekend, I was just playing with my dogs, and then I got the text, he's like, "Are you bored yet?" And I laughed it off. And then later that night, I was like, just sitting on the couch, I was like, "Do you have my sticks?" Next thing I know, the phone's ringing, and now I'm here.
Fantastic, nice to see him back, and that is all your spot, Amy.
Thanks, Johnny. Great job. You can breathe now.
Yes.
Relax. Now, Christmas. It's a lovely time, isn't it, to catch up with family and friends, but also TV shows. Have you watched Simon Cowell, The Next Act? I binged it in 3 nights, loved it. It's a Netflix documentary following the music mogul as he puts together a new boy band, December 10. Now, in a search for the best talent out there, 2 teenagers from Yorkshire made it through to the final and were flown to Miami. Earlier, we spoke to 16-year-olds Max and Aaron, but first, here's a little look at them in action on the show.
And I need you to know that we're falling so fast. We're falling like the stars. We're falling in love.
I hope Simon's impressed with my performance. I feel like to be noticed, you've got to put yourself out there.
Falling in love.
This is so exciting, you know that?
It's exciting for you. It's exciting for us more.
Every lover. 3, 4.
And now my life.
Yep, and go.
And every lover.
2, 3, 4.
Max, Aaron, so lovely to see you both. I loved the series. What was it like to be part of it, Max?
It was just surreal. I think when you grow up watching all like the talent shows and people trying to become the next big thing, you're like, I think automatically as a performer you want to take part in it. And I think given the opportunity to take part in such like a big thing, it was just incredible, like meeting everybody. And no, I wouldn't change the outcome or the experience for anything.
Yeah, it was something like for me when I was younger, it was like my dream to be a pop star and just be on everybody's screens, and the fact that it like came true is, to me, it's just mind-blowing.
And everyone will want to know, what is Simon Cowell really like behind the cameras?
The nicest guy ever.
He's genuinely so lovely. Like, I don't think he could have treated us, the other lads and his crew, better.
He's so down to earth, like, he really like connected with all of us in that time where we were working with him, and it was just brilliant.
It's been an amazing experience, a real roller coaster. You got to go to Miami. You didn't make it through to the final band in the end, and you get quite upset, understandably, when you don't make the cut. What sort of support was there for you? Because it's quite a lot to take on, isn't it, Aaron?
I mean, when I got told, like, we had people all around us the entire time. Like, it was rough. Like, it was really, really tough for me, and it was tough after as well, but the team was always there for me. So we had psychologists that were helping us throughout the entire thing, and the whole support in general was just top tier, and I couldn't have asked for anything better, basically.
Yeah. You've both obviously made quite a close friendship and bond, haven't you, since the programme?
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the stuff that you've been doing and that you hope to do.
Well, we've been writing a lot of music together. We go to the same college, and we're looking to like find a studio, the right studio that fits like what we're looking for, and then try publish it and put it on both of our TikToks and try get big from it. And
And you've already been performing, haven't you, in the summertime? Tell us about that.
We performed together. It was the first time we properly performed together since the show, obviously, and it felt good. Do you know what I mean? It felt good to be back in that position, singing with your mates, and Max is a very close mate, so it means a lot more. Do you know what I mean? So.
How was it trying to keep it from family and friends? Because you filmed this nearly a year ago, didn't you? And you had to keep stum.
It was so difficult, like
very difficult. Yeah.
I had to say I was going on holiday, and then like
again.
I couldn't say I couldn't say anything about like what it was, because obviously we're under NDA. But I think when the whole thing came out, it was so relieving that people finally knew what we were doing, I suppose. And like why we were excited for the 10th of December so much.
You get asked all these questions, like back when I was in school, all my mates were asking me, I'd be like, I'd love to tell you, but I can't, because it's so like big. And finally that it's out, it's a lot of relief, like you said. So.
Yeah.
Well done, lads.
Thank you.
Watch this space, 2026. Let's hope it's your year.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you.
And Max and Aaron are going to play us out at the end of the programme, so make sure you stay tuned. It is, of course, the start of 2026, which means that Bradford's year as UK City of Culture has now drawn to a close. It's gone fast, hasn't it? The closing ceremony just before Christmas featured a community cast of 250 people. It was the final of around 5,000 events hosted in the city in 2025. If you missed it, don't worry, it isn't too late to watch a special Look North programme from the event. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen now and it'll take you straight to the programme, or you can search for Bradford on the BBC iPlayer. There were some really lovely moments in that show, so it's definitely worth a watch. Now, as we're just a few days into the new year, many of us have seen snow this week, but Cannon Hall Farm near Barnsley, believe it or not, have already welcomed their first spring lamb. They go for early births for their pedigree animals so that they're a good size in time for agricultural shows later in the year. And the lamb is not the only baby on the farm, as Kathy Killick has been finding out.
Right, come on, missus. Come on.
Born a week premature in freezing temperatures, this is the first lamb of the year for Cannon Hall Farm. She's needed tube feeding so far. This is her first go on the bottle.
All being well, you'll want a drink, won't you? Until they suck properly, it's always in the lap of the gods, really. Now I feel a lot more hopeful than I did before, so that's a big tick in the box, that's a big step forward. Where is she?
Keeping warm's a priority, and this little jumper, knitted by a fan, is just the job.
It's one leg. It's really important that these lambs stay warm. These jumpers keep all that heat in, and it can literally make the difference between life and death, success and failure. So we're very grateful to the lady who got up early this morning to knit that jumper.
They're calling her Our Little Soldier, just one of the new names they dream up for the farm's new arrivals.
This is Turnip. As you can see, not the only baby animal on the farm. Very hungry, very feisty, and so cute. Happy New Year, little fella.
But the mystery star of the show, just 2.5 weeks old, is Rocky the donkey, rejected by his mum and given a new home here. He needs donkey milk, but the next best thing is supplied by Lynette the goat, and he's thriving on it.
I thought that donkey's got to come to Barnsley. I knew we could give it a great home. It's called Rocky because it's a fighter, and we're going to feed it every 4 hours throughout day and night and give him the very best chance of having a great life. 2026 is exciting, with 5 Shire mares due to foal, with 350 sheep to lamb, with 20 cows to calve to. Loads of work, but loads of stuff to put a smile on our face as well.
A new year and new life already. Spring is just around the corner. Honest. Kathy Killick, BBC Look North, Cannon Hall Farm.
Oh, those little lambs need jumpers in this weather, don't they? Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Amy.
Oh, we started with a very cold front, haven't we?
It is cold. Yeah, you speak for yourself. -6 at Topcliffe last night, very similar tonight. I've got a couple of nice pictures to show you, just to show you the contrast across our region. Obviously, the snow is very localised indeed, but you can see how big that shower was in Scarborough. But further west, that was Skipton. The canal has actually frozen over. It doesn't happen all that often. That's with temperatures sub-zero for the last few nights. So keep the pictures coming in. The addresses should be on your screen right now on X, on Instagram and on the Weather Watcher website. So we will start with a couple of warnings. 1 foot widespread ice. Obviously there's going to be a severe frost tonight, and another one for snow showers. They're leaving the coast now, so the coast will be clear all night. But further west, we've got a weak weather front that could bring some occasional snow for the commute first thing in the morning. Not much snow, but it's coming at a bad time. 1 or 2 weak weather fronts then coming through on Tuesday and Tuesday night. It looks like Wednesday will be fine. The next weather front could bring a little sleet and snow on Thursday, and then the real uncertainty is what happens on Friday. This developing feature may well stay to the south of us, but if it gets any further north, we could be faced with some snow on Friday. So certainly stay tuned with the forecast throughout this week. Now, those are the showers that have been running into the coast. They're now moving offshore, so it looks like all parts will be dry and clear through the course of this evening. Temperatures are well below freezing already. Then that weak weather front I just talked about, bringing occasional light sleet and snow into these western areas, so there could be a slight covering for your commute in the morning. In the meantime, temperatures down to -6 or -7 degrees Celsius. So tomorrow's high water times, there we are in Scarborough 6:03, Bridlington at 6:24. So a freezing cold morning. We'll see some occasional light sleet and snow quickly moving eastwards, followed by a scattering of rain, sleet and snow showers in the west. But elsewhere, it should improve, becoming brighter with some sunshine in the afternoon. We'll see top temperatures feeling very cold, recovering to 4 degrees Celsius. And then tomorrow evening, another weather front bringing some rain and sleet, a little bit of snow for the hills. That's Tuesday night into a Wednesday morning. And this is actually the chart for Wednesday itself. A ridge of high pressure means all parts will be dry with some sunshine. Then a lot of uncertainty Thursday and Friday, but there is a risk of rain, sleet, possibly some snow. Stay tuned.
My kids are desperate for snow in York. That never happens. Thank you. 16-year-olds Max and Aaron playing Catfish and the Bottleman's Cocoon to play you out of the programme tonight. That's it from us. See you at 10:30. Bye-bye for now.
I fall straight into your arms like a drunk who's been on it all morning, and the sun's up and my head's lost. Forget it if they talk, forget it if they try and get to us, 'cause I'd rather go blind than let you down. And if you wanna act more drunk than usual to help you get away with more than rest on me, honey, that's alright, as long as you're mine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Forget it if they talk, forget it if they try and get to us, 'cause I'd rather go blind than let you down. But forget it if they talk, forget it if they try and get to us, 'cause I'd rather go blind than lay you down.